In the 21st century, medicine is not only about treatment, diagnosis, and surgical intervention. Doctors and people who craft medicine for the future are looking beyond these three pillars, and we have also started to ponder on the quality of human relationships as well as the emotional ups and downs that a human goes through at his workplaces, because a human spends majority of his time working in his workplace, where the experience of wellness and goodness have a huge impact on his mind body continuum. The mind body continuum and its quality of experiences has a great share in making you feel good, and also finally has an impact on all the small intricate processes that takes place in the body at hormonal level, at neurological level, and at various such levels which medical science is yet to understand, and then it promotes wellness. So today I'll be talking about women viewing men who don't share housework as dependents, ruining their sex drive. I am Dr. Pankaj Seetar. I am MD, a postgraduate, and right now I am associated with Government Medical College Aurangabad's Pharmacology Department through a program called as CCMP. So, a new study in Archives of Sexual Behavior validates an open secret. Men not pulling their weight in household chores lowers women's sex drive. The study looks at heterosexual couples and identifies heteronormative gender norms as culpable. We provide the first test of the theory that heteronormativity is related to low sexual desire in women partnered with men. In a set of two studies, researchers analyzed two sets of women. So in one set we had 677 women, and in the other set we had 396, all of whom were partnered with men for 6 months or longer and had children 12 years old or younger. They were provided with two things: a scale measuring sexual desire and a list of 109 household tasks. Two factors impacted low sex drive in the women: the feeling that the unequal labor was unfair, and the perception of their partners as dependents. These findings support the heteronormativity theory, which states that inequities in household labor can lead to a blurring of mother and partner roles, and that feeling like a partner's mother is not conducive to desire. Low sexual desire has often been studied in an individualized, pathologized form, while studies on the societal and structural causes have been limited. So far, the predominant assumption has been that low sexual desire is caused by individual factors like hormones and stress, or general relationship factors like conflict and dissatisfaction. Low sex drive in women can indeed be sexual dysfunction, but there's a long history of characterizing it as mental illness, which ignores structural factors that may, in the end, have a great role to play. It can feel more manageable to change your hormones or try stress reduction techniques than tackle structural inequalities. Consider another study showing the corollary: women in more egalitarian partnerships in terms of the division of household labor had greater attraction towards their partners. A limitation of the present study is that it focuses on mostly white Western sample. So it is basically about white couples. Still, the idea that heteronormative roles within marriages affect desire could explain a lot. In India, unequal division of household work is among the top sources of conflict in marriage. The Swaddle reported earlier. Swaddle is a magazine which also worked on this. Further, a nationwide survey in 2020 found that only 26% of men in the country do any kind of housework at all. Moreover, many men often pretend to be bad at it so that they are not called upon to perform the labor at all. What's called weaponized or strategic incompetence. Then there's the cultural expectation around married women, and specifically mothers in India, that they don't feel sexual desire at all. Indeed, sex itself becomes a chore for many married women in India. Clearly, unegalitarian marriages are causing a systemic crisis. The link between housework and sex has stirred impassionate debates before psychotherapists like Lori Gottlieb, who, in a series of articles, famously declared that men taking on more housework leads to lower sex drive in women because the domestic chores are perceived to be less masculine. This was based on a study that said that conforming to gender roles and therefore performing more masculine chores was more important than sharing the load equally. And yet, a 2006 survey found that men who did more housework had more sex with their wives. Another study that involved 17,000 people in 28 countries found that live-in boyfriends performed more chores in the house than married men, suggesting that marriages reinforce greater gender stereotypes about labor and therefore an unequal division of it. Then there's the way that the current structure of society fundamentally depends on this unequal division of labor in marriages. Anthropologists like Christine Goodsey suggest that capitalism is to blame. In her book, Why Women Have Better Sex Under Socialism, she posits that capitalism depends heavily on the free and undervalued labor of women, that is, household labor. In a nutshell, Goodsey's thesis is that a system that does not extract this kind of a toll on women and provides greater social safety nets is one where they'll be happier and have better sex. The confluence of numbers of systemic factors then is clearly killing women's desire. The more we study how, the more we might address it from the roots, rather than focusing on individual women alone as potential problem. So, Miss Rohita Narhari Shetty has, crafted this piece, which I completely agree and would like to, use it in my personal practice while addressing such issues. Thank you.